What's the biggest thing going wrong right now?
I think from a standpoint that it seems like we don't really have a starting point in any of the games, specifically the last two. We started the games in both of them, probably the first 10 or 12 minutes where we were receiving. We were playing defensive zone coverage and not on the attack. It seems like it takes 10 minutes for us to get warmed up into and that's not acceptable for our group. We've got a veteran group of guys that played this, and it just seemed that the frustration level got up and we couldn't execute. Pucks were bouncing away, and then it seemed like everything that we did, everywhere we turned, there was a white sweater now.
Is that the biggest reason for shaking up the lines there in the third?
Well, when you don't score 3 periods and then you don't score in 4 periods, what would you do?
It must have been tough getting rid of Briscoe, even though putting him on waivers, even though he was the backup goalie for your cup team. And
well, you see, those things that's such a long time ago that's been dealt with a number of and commented on. Somebody made a commitment to the player, and the general manager at that time followed through on it.
Is Phoenix a particularly difficult team to play against because of their defensive style?
They play a pretty solid game, and they've got a solid lineup. They've got that workman-like attitude. They've been in and out as far as the level of their play this year. I think last year was more of a breakout year for their team, and they've had to change and been forced to change a little bit of the personnel, but they're a good hockey team. They had 50-some wins, and we feel that we can compete with them, but we can't compete playing them to the level we played tonight.
Randy, given that was his first game, how did Luke look to you?
I think at times he looked winded a little bit, and I think again he looked okay, but I think that you can't expect that much out of a guy that hasn't played in over a year. And our expectations were if we could ease him into it, but when you play on the second line, and our so-called second line, with Solani's hurt, we moved Luke up in there. I think it was a little too much too early, and I moved him back when we shuffled the lines a little bit. I think he got worn down.
Randy, maybe an emotional lift from his comeback. I mean, it's a long season. You look for little things.
Well, I think our group showed that we were very flat. We didn't have the emotional level. We were frustrated, and like I said, every time we went to do something, it seemed like there was a white sweater, and then that led to frustrations. And a prime example, we pull our goaltender. They got 4 guys high, and all we got to do is push the puck down low. They only got 1 guy down low, and somehow we managed to turn the thing over. We had 3 guys that handle the puck, and we turned the puck over. So it was like it's one of those nights. Oh my God, here we go. Even that went wrong when we had an extra man. And then we have to look ourselves in the mirror and just say, hey, we're responsible for our actions, and we're going to hold people accountable. And the bottom line is we didn't play anywhere near what's required in this game specifically. We were better in the Detroit game than we were in this game.